Hey everybody, Hot Rod here. So I'm here taking a tour of this B-17 bomber. I rarely get a chance to look at anything like this, and man, I can just feel my granddad's generation, the craziness they must have experienced flying these things. And I'm I'm a mechanical hot rod, drag car guy, race car guy. And these things are tech overload. So I want to give you a quick visual tour of it, kind of give you some technical pictures that I personally like, my perspective. Yeah, anyway, this B-17 bomber. So I'm going to take you on a visual tour of some things. Start at the wings here. I reach out and touch it and think, wow, then this thing's been flying up in the air, flaps, to get it up in the air. Those are like rubber, by the way. They're really easy to push down. Not hard aluminum. It's like flexible rubber. So let's go up inside the wheel bay where the wheel folds up.
How long were you guys in? 4 years? That's the Air Force, so what did you do in the Air Force?
On bombs on planes.
Oh, very cool. What aircraft?
He saved my bacon.
And we went from A-37s to F-111s to F-4s to F-100s to just a little bit of everything.
Oh, awesome.
Weapon shop on Ben Wire makes
Okay.
worked on every kind of gun from 1911 Colt to 20 millimeter gun.
Oh, wow.
That'd be the rear, going toward the rear of the plane.
Yeah.
We're just constantly
Yeah.
screaming in. What about you? What did you do? Oh, wow. So you guys, what unit were you with? So with being mechanized, you guys have like 113s as transport. The museum that I volunteer with back in Texas, we have a large collection of World War II being on there. It just got done deploying.
Look at that prop.
Wow. No, yeah, I'm with that. I was lucky that I was. So you said you were a gunner. What did y'all have? Just the 50 on top and the 60? That's all you'll have is full swoop. Oh, I bet. I heard it. Yeah, I was issued M16. We M16 and we around. It's a little toy.
Very good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can imagine. I was about to say, I didn't remember if I had it or not. My fault.
Now let's go up in the bomb bay doors. These are the bomb bay doors here. Surprisingly enough, I thought this thing was full of hydraulics. And the fellow tells me it's just only a couple hydraulics to operate the brakes and something else. I can't remember, but it was minimal. Everything is screw jack. And there's the screw jack right there.
Fitting tanks that were coming back from Europe, B-47s, OSD.
96% of the 45 caliber.
Right, that was real. Oh, really?
This is in the bomb bay doors.
Great. Wow. Imagine doing this while it's going, man.
There's your screw jack right there.
Oh, yeah. Flying.
It's almost like a steering box, kind of. It's got threads on it, so that will screw that shaft up, which will pick up the doors. Running up through there. As that shaft continues on through.
I have one of his letters where he wrote back to her because they had a malfunction on the process around. He goes, had a malfunction on our number 3 engine today. Let me find out because y'all, I'm joking around with their email and stuff.
Ooh, that's the bomb.
Well, gentlemen, I'll let you guys go ahead and come on through. Watch your head in there. It's not
Now I gotta go sideways.
I'll find you guys again.
Like the safety wire. Everywhere.
Hey,
Safety wire. Everywhere.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's wood you're standing on. He was the center and I was the guard.
Oh, there you go. So did you guys actually get to see each other in country or no? How are you guys doing?
One thing you'll notice, there is oil everywhere. Because that's just how it is when you're working with something mechanical. Oil everywhere. Look at there. AN fittings. Use those on race cars, but they started here. AN stands for Army Navy. Flared fitting. Found its way onto race cars.
Well, there's a little bit of falling here. You're going to be okay. Let's say if not, you're more than welcome to go to the race.
And this would be the other wheel housing. They say they even use screw jacks on the wheels right here to pick the wheels up. Screw jack running all the way down through there.
Good, how are you doing? Well,
Exhaust to the engine.
step ladder setup, it's a lot easier to get in that way, or you can even that's not an option. Yeah, just go tell them, hey, the ladder's kind of an issue. They'll help you out. Yes, sir. No problem.
Hey, honey, I have one opinion from you.
Come up middle of the parking lot, stop.
Oh yeah, the other thing that was hydraulic are the flaps right there. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We got it back into a double fence. I parked parallel. First gate, I back in. down to the second gate, stop. He closes the front gate. Go down the second gate. Get a little plane, took off up to get my pretty good ride. I hope so. Huh? I hope so for the race. Yeah.
Awesome.
Today I'm here in Evansville, Indiana. They're having a little show here for it, a little display. It doesn't reside here all the time, it's just here for today. At the Evansville Wartime Museum. This place is great for a little one-day trip here at the airport in Evansville, Indiana. Man, that engine just incredible. It's a radial engine, obviously.
Yeah.
I wrote it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly sure. Hey, you know what tape? We're losing the phone here stuff. It keeps going over their head. It keeps coming back down.
I know where it is in this container. I know where it is.
Yeah, no worries. I put it back up.
I know where it's at.
Okay. No worries. It's not going anywhere. I just need to get ripped off.
Will somebody use that for a monkey bar?
Yeah, that's probably why. That's how hard I'm Yep, absolutely.
Going upstream doesn't work out.
Yeah, no.
You get to a little crazy. You more to filter through.
It's already nice and toasty. I think White Sea will stay off the road. Oh, yeah.
So this is where a guy sets up in here. Guy sets up in this thing here.
So you guys can see him fly around this morning. Yeah. It's hard to miss. Big green 4-engine radio aircraft. Oh, yeah.
The first thing I noticed was how much oil is everywhere. Like as I said earlier, I'll show you what I mean by the oil. Look underneath the wing. I'm gonna go underneath this wing flap here. Look underneath it, how oily it is.
Merlin. Single engine.
Look at that. Oily. Let's sign our name here.
Very nice. Safe. Okay, good sir.
Hit the bud in front of the plane.
Alright guys, I just got to come in a bit. While the aircraft's done back. Alright.
Wow. Yeah, what that guy said. The speed of the propeller. Pretty neat. Let's walk over here and take a look at this thing.
It was fun. It was fun. Not every day you get to fly 80
Not every day.
80 years old.
It's awesome.
Yeah, let's go take a quick picture of them. Can we get it before everybody walks around?
Yeah. Before y'all move up to the airplane, let me get a picture with him real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
and y'all can
Yes,
work on
sir.
it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bruce, you have a good rest of your stay. I'm gonna go check out the museum.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
I'm Chris.
My name's Bill Robertson.
Nice to meet you, Bill. How are you guys? Yeah?
Tanner, Enoch, and Caleb.
You want to do that or that? What do you want to do? That? What do you think of these airplanes?
Love them.
Yeah?
Love them. Yeah, it's neat.
You know how old that airplane is? Take a guess. What do you think?
No.
Nope. A little older than that. I think your grandfather's there. No, that airplane is 80 years old.
80 years old.
It was built in 1943.
Yeah.
It's
Now, where
a,
was this one built at?
You know, we just got this airplane from a unit down in SoCal, so I haven't looked into the history books, but I would bet it would be built. I'd have to go with it.
Now, the B-47, the one that was built here in Evansville,
Right.
I worked down there at Whirlpool.
Oh, no kidding.
So I worked at Whirlpool for about 17 years.
I like to think of them as a race car in the sky.
Yes. So, are you familiar with this airplane, with the T6? So, back during World War II, they would have had a training curriculum for new pilots, just like they do today. You'd start with primary and then go to basic and then advanced. This would have been the advanced fighter training. So, anybody that was going to go fly Corsairs or Mustangs in combat, this would have been their last training platform. They would have learned all of their high performance maneuvers, combat maneuvers. They would have done carrier qualifications in this airplane. This is a Navy version, so originally it would have had a tail hook. If we walk around to the other side, I'll show you up here. If we walk around to this side, this particular airplane, this isn't true of all of them, but this little hump right up here originally would have housed a 30 cal.
Okay.
And they would have done gunnery training. They also had some modifications to some of the Navy airplanes that would have a pedestal in the back with a machine gun with a swivel seat, so they
Yeah.
can spin the seat around. They do gunnery training
Yeah.
down the back seat, primarily for the tail gunners and B-17s, that kind of thing.
About how much seat time would they have had in this before they moved on up? Do you
20
think?
hours.
20 hours.
It would have been very limited. As a matter of fact, if you go in the museum, there's a logbook in there. Be careful walking underneath the engine because it'll drip oil on you. There's a logbook in one of the display cases from a guy that was flying the P-47. It shows his transition from the P-40 to the P-47, and he had a total of 246 hours. I've got 30,000 hours of flight time.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's to somebody like me, I'm an airline pilot.
Right.
To somebody like me, somebody with 246 hours is a beginner. And these guys were flying combat in these airplanes.
In 20 hours. Wow.
Yeah. So pretty amazing to think.
Get in and hang on.
Yeah, especially considering that they were 18 and 19 years old.
Well,
I
they
mean, I've got 4 boys. I
They-
can't imagine sending my kids at 18 years old over to Europe.
True, but they were full of piss and vinegar
Well,
too.
that's true. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty awesome.
It probably didn't have, like he said, like as far as their training time had to be limited because we actually needed them.
Yeah, you needed them over.
Time was of the essence. Wow, pretty neat. How must it feel to be a regular pilot and then fly one of these? Like the difference? I know it's a difference of day and night.
Well, it is.
But do you get really used to it? And does this somehow become somewhat normal to you?
You can't ever consider one of these airplanes to be normal or feel like you're getting used to it. If you do, you're going to make a mistake. Something bad's going to happen. These airplanes were designed to be difficult to fly for a reason. You know, they were leaving this platform, they were moving to a P-51 and going immediately over to Europe to fight. So this airplane was intentionally designed to have some very quirky stall characteristics.
Gotcha.
And they're very difficult airplanes to land well. So you can't ever take that for granted.
Gotcha.
In the T6. That's kind of what they're known for.
Wow.
But to answer your question, I mean, I'm an airline pilot. I'm a captain. I fly internationally all over the world. I'm very fortunate that I get to go to work, do that for a living, and then come home on my days off and fly airplanes and have fun.
Yeah.
There's very few people that can say that. Oh,
Yes, you're right. You're so right.
I got one of those.
You're so right.
Yeah, it's you know, other than maybe a professional golfer, I feel like I'm pretty fortunate to be able to do what I do for a living.
I would say so. Well, I'm used to hot rods and old cars and things like that. And there's always going to be an issue then with oil and quirkiness to them.
Hold on, baby. You want your picture?
You want to get a picture? Get your patch.
Oh,
Get your patch too.
Hold it on there. Here.
There you go.
You want to take a picture too?
Stand right here.
Jojo. Cheese. Okay. Thank you.
So what do these things right here do?
That's the pitot. It's called a pitot tube. That's the intake for my airspeed indicator.
I thought it might be that. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like I like turn wrenches and drive old classic cars and hot rods and race cars, and there's always an issue with oil and quirkiness. They're just that way.
The funny thing about that particular part, I was talking about this to a buddy of mine yesterday. The company that got the contract to manufacture these probably made a killing because this exact pitot tube is on every single airplane that flew in World War II.
Wow.
You go inside and look at the P-47 in there.
Same.
The same exact pitot
Wow.
tube. So somebody made out like a bandit when they signed that contract.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Like a dive bomber, it does look a little bit like an SB-2C, something like that. Yeah. It's got the same look.
So can you remind me again what model that this plane is?
This is a SNJ-5. It would be the same as a AT-6G Texan.
Okay. Thanks for the info.
Yeah. The number up there on the tail, the 43763, would have been, or is, the original bureau number from the military. So if you looked up that number online, you could probably find a little bit of history about the airplane.
Okay.
Professionally for United.
You know, I've never flown in my lifetime, ever. Never been in the air, ever.
Really?
But the first time I go, I really want it to be on an old Sturman bi-wing plane.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
I mean, to me, that would be the ultimate first experience to me. I would be like loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never flown in my lifetime.
It's time to do it.
Yeah.
Well, nice talking to everybody. I'm going to go in and find a bottle of water.
Let's go in the cockpit here. sunk-in fabric. You can hear it. Can you see it? Let me push down on it right here. Wow.
Leo, look at me. Look at me. What you been crying? Look at me, Leo. Smile. Cheese. Okay. Never mind. Then I won't take that picture. I didn't take that picture because I didn't have no smiley faces. You gonna smile? I'll just take a picture. Picture of the plane. Remember I didn't try to plane. I'll take a picture of you. No, I didn't say you, Jack. Oh, I'm just teasing you. I was just having fun when you go. Oh, yeah. I was just teasing. Come on.
Come on. You gotta stop crying. Stop. It's okay. Pappy was just teasing.
Come on.
Come on. You gotta look though, and you gotta smile, or else you're not gonna take a picture. Come on.
You turn around and look at me.
Oh.
That was a good
Anyway.
one. No, I got you.
That's what we're at today.
Smile. Don't you
Probably the longest YouTube video I got.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Smile.
Come around here and stand, and I'll take your picture.
Peace out, Hot Rods Woodshed. I'm on the move. Road trip today. See you later. Fly high.